evening, wherever you are. I am back today. I'm here to just make a um, just make some recaps about F1 visa. I know it's been a while, but if you are nearby, if you're around, if you got this notification, please join me quickly. And I just want to speak on just maybe two or three points that I feel are very important in deciding for your visa and for the success of your visa. So you might want to just listen and pay attention. So number one is um, sorry about this. Sorry about that. I just got interrupted by one of the candidates' microphone. So I wanted to talk about what some of the mistakes that people make when they are applying for schools, which oftentimes they don't pay attention to. So one of them is choosing schools. Whenever you're choosing a school, don't be so desperate because you are looking for admission and because you are trying to find anyone who is ready or willing to give you admission or any school that is ready to give you admission and then you decide to go for whatever that is available. Every school in the United States has a rating, and when the VOs are considering giving visas, they also put all those things into consideration. You cannot compete, put into the same level of, um, uh, you can't put two schools into the same level. For instance, if I'm applying uh, to study at Harvard, you cannot compare it with the same from someone who is applying to maybe community college or Texas University or University of California or any of that. All these schools have some, there are some Ivy League schools and also some schools that have very, they've established landmark histories. So those are subtle uh, landmarks also create lots of impact in terms of your application and how the VO rates your application. Secondly, if you're applying for schools, I also will encourage you. One of the things that can also enhance the chances of your getting a visa is scholarship. So, assuming if you don't have enough funds to cover for your studies, please endeavor to get a scholarship. Speak to your school, speak to somebody in your school, research about your school, call people, write people, email them, tell them what you're looking for. Be honest about who you are. Don't try to act like, okay, I got it all. No, there's nothing wrong with you say asking school authorities, do you have scholarship for this program? How much scholarship do you have? How much more can I get? How much can I get in my second year? These are questions a student should ask. There is nothing bad about having a scholarship. There is nothing bad about, you know, making inquiries about that. So don't try to act like you're begging. It's not begging. Scholarship is a privilege. And in fact, it's not just a privilege, it adds to your academic um uh, uh it adds to your academic flying colors. Studying with a scholarship, puts you at some level with uh, uh, I don't know the right word to use, but it's very graceful. Okay. and it's an opportunity so many people don't have. So if you have a scholarship, it is something noble. So do not hesitate to ask for that if you have an opportunity to ask for it. So um, I know a lot of people make that mistake. So when they get to the VO and then they get stumbled at the fact that the VO will be asking them about funds. Yes, funds are very important, but if you have a scholarship, you are good to go. So then you have to struggle with how to present yourself and how to argue your case. Outside that, I don't have any other way to present it. Endeavor to ask for scholarship if you don't have enough funds. Even if you have enough funds, still ask the school. Okay, because I know that in some schools they always have some alumni always making donations to the school, in such a way that students always benefit um, from those graceful gifts. So do not hesitate to ask if a school has scholarship. All right. So I have with me here on the line Debbie and Christina. Uh, is any of you ready to go this morning?
Yeah, you can take me.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Were you the one who texted me?
Yes, yesterday. I had an appointment with you yesterday, actually.
Yes, my apologies. I got on the crossfire with work and all that, so I couldn't
Okay.
I couldn't honor that. It was difficult for me, but um my work is always my priority. So there was no way I could compromise uh, my responsibility. So I normally do this at my free time. So
No problem, sir.
bear with me that I'm not able to honor that
It's
invitation
fine.
like I always explain. So when is your interview?
My interview is next week, Thursday.
Okay, next week Thursday. Is this your first visa interview?
No, I was denied in August 15th.
Okay, and that was Lagos,
No, Abuja. Same Abuja.
and you're going to Abuja this time around.
Yes.
So what are you studying for?
I'm going for my master's in English language with a concentration in linguistics.
Okay, so did I remind you that this interview is live? So just for you to know that this interview is live and you have an option to decline, but personal information will not be entertained. So I will not ask you to give me personal information. So the reason is for you, when we are done, you can always go back to the conversation on YouTube to review, to, you know, just to have
Okay.
access to that so that you can always have a way to, recap whatever we are going to be discussing here. All right.
Okay. Are you going to be posting it immediately
It's
after the section?
it's live, so please go on live now and subscribe while we are talking. It's live and everybody is watching.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So just go online and right now
Okay.
and subscribe. Click on that and just
Link.
yeah, click on the link. Subscribe, share, and like.
Okay, sir.
All right. So since this is your second time, so some VOs may want to know, may want to begin from there. Some may just ignore it. So let me just begin from there. What has changed in your application since your last interview?
Since the last time I was here, I've been able to secure a graduate assistantship, which covered my full tuition for the first semester with a stipend of 4,000, and this is renewable at the beginning of every semester. I was able to get this assistantship by submitting a research paper which is currently undergoing peer review.
Hello. You
Yes,
see,
sir.
your points are okay, but you have to don't make it complicated. So give me the points. Let me help you put it. So give me the
Okay.
points. What has changed in your
Since the
application?
last,
Okay, sorry. Why were you denied before? Let's start from there.
I wouldn't know I was denied. I was just offered a blue paper, the two
Okay.
one
Okay.
two
What were you?
one four.
Okay. So everybody, if you are listening, let me tell you. I want you to pay attention so we can figure out how you can know why you were denied visa. This is very important. A lot of people, when they are denied, they don't know why they were denied. So I'm gonna ask a question, and then I'm gonna extract the information from her. So pay attention. If you are
Okay.
listening online, I want you to pay attention how to know when you were how to know why you were denied. So I'm going to ask this question. So give me exactly what you were asked. So what were you asked? What were the
When
questions that were asked?
sister, if I can remember vividly, she asked me why New Mexico Island University,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her that I'm going to New Mexico Island University to pursue a master's degree in linguistics, because actually what was written on my I-20 was linguistic, but on the admission letter it was written English language. So I think that was where my mistake came from. Telling her that I was going for a master's in English in linguistic instead of English with a concentration in linguistic. So I now told her that I'll be concentrating on language acquisition among infants. So she asked me who would be paying. Then I didn't have any funding or scholarship whatsoever. So she now asked me who will be paying for my deficit. And I told her that I have a personal fund of 5,000, which I've been able to save since the past 3 years I've been working, and my stepdad will be covering the deficit. And I also told her what he does. So she asked me what do I plan to do, my post-study plan. And I told her that upon the completion of my program, I'll be returning back to my alma mater to pick up an assistant lecturing position. And on a long run, I plan to set up a speech and language center where I'll be providing life-changing support to infants and young adults who are born with low cognitive development, especially in the eastern part of Nigeria. So I can't remember. I think she asked me one other question then. She just gave me the paper like that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think I wasn't maintaining eye contact because I was shy. I have issues with looking at people's eyes. I don't know. I don't know now.
Okay. Now, everybody, please listen. This is where the whole argument rests. Give me a second. My alarm is ringing. I'm supposed to be asleep, so let me turn off my alarm.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, I'm back here. So pay attention. So this is where the whole essence of the conversation comes from. So you mentioned so many points. So back to the intro, I said how to know why you are denied. Everybody listen, please. Listen carefully. This is how to know why you were
Yes, sir.
denied. Number one, you mentioned your school, New Ireland, and
New Mexico Island
sorry, yeah, New
University.
Mexico Island. That is not the reason.
University.
So what I'm doing is deconstructing. That is not the reason. You mentioned eye contact. Okay, eye contact was the last one, so I'm going to come back to it. You mentioned linguistic English. That was not the reason. You mentioned no scholarship. That is part of the reason. Funding. You mentioned personal funding, and you said you have 5K. And how much was your school, your program? How much is the cost of your program?
The last time I went, the school fees was $25,916.
Mm-hmm. And then you have only 5K.
Yes.
So you have
Then
a
my
deficit.
dad,
You have a deficit of about 20,900 and plus, right?
16. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
okay, good. Now, and there was no scholarship.
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is 70% of the reason why you could have been denied that funding. Then secondly, you compounded that experience with bringing in a stepdad. It was not a direct. When you say stepdad, um, these people understand very well the Nigerian context. Okay, I always tell people, in Nigeria we have uncle. So they are two different people. And these VOs are very smart. They are body language experts. They understand those nuances and dynamics. When you go there at the counter and you say my uncle, first of all, they will they have to put in, switch to the Nigerian mode and wait for you to finish what you're saying. So using a direct family member makes it easier for you to save you from the argument. And then it comes back to the last one. You use the word stepdad, which has its own complexities in terms of dynamics and in terms of cultural nuances. And then you were face down. You were not maintaining an eye contact. Do you know what it means? Do you know what it means?
No, sir.
It simply means you're lying. When you're not looking at someone and you're talking, these are body language experts. They expect you to maintain a comfortable eye contact. When you're having a conversation with someone, you definitely need to have an eye contact. And then when you're not having an eye contact and you're using complex dynamics in your responses, and then you're face down, it makes it more difficult for them to believe you. Because what they are looking for is not the truth or the lies of your argument, but the validity. They are not there to know whether you're saying the truth or whether you're lying. They're there to look at the arguments, the facts you have. That's what they are looking at. So, and anytime you are talking to a VO and they have any iota of doubt, forget that interview is gone. Any moment you are talking with them and they suspect any doubt, no matter how little, forget that interview. So that's what happened to you. So your arguments flopped first on no scholarship, lack of necessary funding, or lack of funding, and then lack of eye contact. So these were the three areas you flopped, and she had to hit you from there. Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for you to engage in another interview, you really need to make sure that you have been able to resolve or repair these areas, so that you don't meet another VO that will ask you, you know, what has changed in your application since the last time. Some VOs want to start from there. If they don't want to waste their time, they just want to start from there. Some will just ignore it and just keep asking you questions. So you have to really make sure. So now, if I ask you, how much is your total program?
My total program is 23,000. My total program is 402,000
Okay,
dollars.
all right.
Just
So
23
how much do you have? How much do you have a scholarship?
Yes, I have a graduate assistantship that covers my full tuition for the spring semester with a stipend of 4,000, and it is renewable at the beginning of every semester.
Okay. Now you see you have, so your scholarship covers
The tuition,
the tuition. What about room and board?
no, the
Hmm?
tuition, just the tuition.
So how much is the tuition? You see, you're trying to create the diversion. How much is the tuition and how much is room and board? They have this. They have access to this in your I-20. They are looking at all that. I don't have access to that. That's why I'm asking you. How much is your
That
tuition?
only my tuition is 7,700. Then when you divide it times two, because the graduate assistantship came in spring semester, so the school said they have to divide everything I get. I divided by two, so they divided everything. But by next semester fall, it's going to be full. That's what they told me. So now I have a deficit of 15,000 plus. And from the deficit, I'm taking care of 5,000, and my sister is now paying the remaining 11,000, 10,000.
Why do you have to use your sister? Why not use your parents?
My dad doesn't have this thing,
Yeah, but
a statement, something like that.
so
And because I've used stepfather before, using that now makes
it's
I
it's
feel it makes
no, it doesn't spoil anything. The reason why I'm saying this is direct family members are have a higher opportunity or has higher chances of helping you to convince a VO than any other person. A parent can spend money on any child more than any other person can spend. This is an understanding here. Nobody that they are not expecting something from. But your parents are not expecting anything from you. You get what I'm saying? Your parents are not expecting because they know that in the African context, our parents don't believe that we've grown. They always believe that we are still like babies. They don't mind spending and taking care of you, even when they know that you're working. They just feel like, okay, this is what I still want to give to my baby. But for your sister, is it your blood sister?
yes, my blood sister.
The same
But
name?
where the problem, yeah, the same surname. Where the whole issue started from is my school. They don't add family funds on your I-20. They just put the name of the person that you submitted, or the name of the person's bank statement you submitted. So after talking to them that they should help me and change it to family funds so I could use my dad or my mom, they still refuse.
No,
And
no,
my parents don't.
no. You do not choose for them. Normally, the reason why they do that is to when you are bringing, it's from you. If you say, I'm bringing my sister, they will want to make sure that they specify who that person is, unless you are bringing a corporate account, which is a different thing altogether. But if you are bringing someone who is your relation, and the account statement that you submitted to them has the name of that person, it is wise to say they are going to put that person's name for
Yes,
clarity.
that's what they do.
So you
Yeah.
can't blame them for that. So um so right now you have 15,000 deficit. You really have to, like, I don't know. So it's up to the VO to decide. But I always encourage people to have at least 70% of their funds cleared. At least 70. If you're hanging on
I
the
have
50,
5,000. I have that 5,000. My deficit is just 10,000. My sister will be covering. I have personal funds of 5,000.
okay, good. So then now you've scored pass the 50% of your argument. So the remaining 50 will now be your presentation. You have to have a good eye contact. You have to really know what you're saying, right?
Yes, sir.
So I always encourage people to have at least more than 50%, at least 70% of your mind, at least, so that your VO, when they're looking at it, they know how to consider you. They don't want you to put anybody into stress when you come here. So where are you going to?
I'm going to New Mexico Highland University, located in Las Vegas.
Hold
for
on,
my master's.
hold on. Have you interviewed with me before?
No, sir. This is my first.
Okay. So when they ask you where are you going to, what they are expecting from you is the name of your school and the location of your school, period. Don't go beyond that. Save yourself from too much explanation and too much talk. Don't answer what you are not asked to answer. Stick to the point. I will explain to you when you need to explain more. I'll get to that point when you need to talk more. But when they ask you these very simple introduction questions, please, introductory questions, please do not go beyond that. So where are you traveling to?
I'm traveling to New Mexico Island. I'm traveling to New Mexico Island University, located in Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Period. Don't go beyond that. And what are you going there to do? What's so important to you about New Mexico?
Okay, I'm going to New Mexico Highland University to pursue my master's degree in English language with a concentration on linguistics. Hello?
Why do you think you need to put English language and linguistic differently?
Because the admission letter says English language and the I-20 says linguistic. So I want to use the linguistic as a concentration.
No. So you have to say to study linguistic with concentration in English language, because linguistic is a body of language. Lingua means language, and that's where you get linguistics. So linguistic is a body of all languages. Now, among those languages, you can have French, which is a Romance language. You can have Dutch. You can have Italian. They are all linguistics. So when you concentrate in English. So when you go back there to answer that question, you are going to study linguistics with a concentration in English language, period.
Okay.
So your concentration is English, which is I think it's called major or so. So that's your concentration. All right. Don't get it twisted again, because I nearly got confused.
Okay.
So what is so important to you about this course?
Firstly, I studied linguistics as an undergraduate from the Department of Linguistics in Imo State University.
Hold on. I said, please, no too much talk. Okay? Save yourself. You don't have all the time. The first 90 seconds of your time is when they make an impression of you. Don't mess up that chance. The first 90 seconds of your interview, please do not mess that opportunity up, because that's when they make decisions about you. Your boldness, your outing, your comportment, your analytical sense of applying your presentation. So when they ask you what's so important to you about this course, normally I encourage people to use bullet points. I chose this course for 3 reasons, for 2 reasons. The reason why I encourage people to use it, because when you use bullet points, it helps to sustain attention on you. It helps to make the VO to be patient with you. to keep waiting for you. But when you start talking, they don't know how long that conversation is going to take. They don't know where you're hitting at. So they may just cut you off anytime. So normally I encourage people to just use bullet points so you can save and sustain their attention. Then another one will be when they ask you that question, why did you choose this course? I chose this course for three reasons. First, I majored in English language in my undergraduate, or I which is okay. You don't need to mention the school. They're not interested. Your school don't mean anything at that point. If they need it, they will ask you. If they don't need it, they won't ask you, because all that information, they have it there. So don't use it to explain. Don't use it to waste your time. Go straight to the point. And the fewer you talk, the more convincing you sound. Because they know that we talk too much. Nigerians talk too much. And Nigerians explain too much. They don't need that time. So when they ask you a question, go straight to the point and drop the information. All right? Yeah, so then you go to the next second point. And then third point, assuming if you have more than one. Go ahead.
I chose to pursue this master's degree because it's going to give me an in-depth knowledge of how language are being structured and its cognitive process, particularly New Mexico Highland University. Secondly, it was recommended to me.
No. You are blowing all over the place. When you are arguing with these people, argue like someone who knows what she wants, who knows where she's going. Let me give you an instance. And you need to watch my videos. All of you, please go on See Amanda and subscribe. Please go on See Amanda. Have you done that already?
Yes, sir.
All right. Please, if you're here, please go on See Amanda and subscribe. I sent that on the group. I sent it into the group. Please subscribe on that YouTube channel, and then see how some of those questions are being addressed. So when they ask you that question, why did you choose this course? Bullet points. I chose this course because I majored in my first degree. I majored in English in my first degree, and then so what they're looking for is your history past, your history present, and your history future. How do you present that? Your history past means I majored in linguistic or English in my first degree. And what have you been doing since after graduation?
Okay.
What have you been doing?
I've been working as a graduate teaching assistant in the Department of Linguistics.
What are you teaching?
I teach introductory courses in linguistics.
Good. In linguistic.
And I also,
when you say linguistic,
yes,
what in linguistic?
I teach courses like Linguistic 101.
Okay.
I also assist in the language lab.
Okay. So
and
how long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching since 2021.
Okay, 2021. So this is 2021. So this is 3 years now. Let's say 3 years or thereabout.
Yeah.
So your history past, your history present, your history future. They want to know about this. I chose this course because I majored in English in my first degree, and for the past 3 years, I've been working as this, teaching this same course, this English language, as a graduate assistant in this school, or I've been teaching this course, this same course in this school for the past 3 years. And then your history future. And how do I say it now? So having been teaching in this course for the past 3 years, I feel the need, because languages continue to grow, so I feel the need to upgrade my learning experience to be able to serve the needs of my students, or to be able to serve, to be able to equip myself with relevant information regarding, you have all your tools, your language you know how you present your background. I'm not a linguist, so you talk about it in such a way that you are very conversant with that language. So you chose this course because you majored in it. This is what you're doing currently for the past 3 years, and you feel the need to upgrade yourself, because English, just like human beings continue to develop and evolve, languages continue to evolve as human beings continue to grow and develop and migrate from one place to the other. So you want to in you know you want to develop your skills to be able to serve the needs of your students. Secondly, you pick a special a pick you pick a case study. Pick a particular case
Yeah.
study. You are teaching somewhere. Pick an issue in your class, something you were not able to deal with. Pick a case study and address it there. Talk to the VO about this case study and why this case study was not able to be, you were not able to resolve that case study, and you feel taking advantage of this study, if she gives you the opportunity, will help you to solve this problem, because this is a situation that presented itself in your classroom. Then the third one, that the reason why you chose this course was, you can talk about an interest in being a professor in the area where you're teaching, or being a permanent staff, or being a head of a language lab or whatever. Talk about that advantage. So when you're saying all these things, you are indirectly, without mentioning it, telling your VO that you are coming back. So that's your long-term plan. You have not said it, but you have said it. So you don't need to tell your VO, I will come back to Nigeria. They know you're lying. They know you are lying when you say, I will come back. You and I know that one. So you don't have to say it that way, but you can present it in a way that it makes more meaning. It's more meaningful and more convincing. So I'm not here to tell you what to say, but I'm here to guide your ideological wavelengths, just to guide your thoughts, so you can add other things you needed to add. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then they may want to ask you, why did you choose this school? What's so important to you about this school?
I chose New Mexico Highland University for three major reasons. Firstly, it was recommended to me by my mentor and a professor in the Department of Linguistics where I work. He was an alumni of that
No, no, no,
school.
no, no, no. Okay. You see this is, you make long sentences. I know you're a linguist, but you don't need that at your interview. I've said it many times. Save yourself the energy of long sentences and long explanations. In summary, the summary of what you want to say is, I was recommended, I was highly recommended, the school was highly recommended to me by a former student of that institution who happens to be my teacher, or who happens to be my professor in school. I enjoy the way he works. I enjoy his articulation and the way he handles his courses, and would like to be like him. No long sentences. The shorter, the simpler, the better. Don't go into explaining. They don't know about this professor, and they are not interested in knowing the person. All right? Then the second point, go ahead.
I chose New Mexico Highland University because of my research interests on the investigation of how to assist children and young adults who are born with ADHD, SEND, and autism develop their cognitive. So when I read about the school, I made a research about Professor Rebecca's research interests aligned.
Hold on. You see that area you're going to is going to be a heavyweight. I will encourage you to pick simpler arguments. Do not use complex arguments, because complex arguments would sometimes they don't go well unless the VO is interested in that kind of, like, argument or that kind of presentation. You see where you're going to now, I don't think it will fly. I'm telling you. I will encourage you to pick a case study. A case study instead of what you're presenting. Pick a case study. Like I mentioned earlier, pick a case study of something that happened in class, some development, some modern trends in languages, in English, something that is some of the new words, vocabularies, new things that are coming up. There are so many of them. Pick a case study and present it. Present it in such a way like you're trying to teach. Your VO will understand. They know when they see one. These are body language experts. Do not go into that place about autism and that. What is the relationship between a professor and an autistic person? They know there's no connection. If you are teaching autism, you have to have a special skill to teach those people. Do you have that skill?
No.
Good. So you see, here you can't just wake up and say, I want to teach autistic kids. Here you can't do it. You can't do it here in the US. You can't. You need to have a special skill to teach those kids. So when you come and say you are developing language or you are warming up to on how to teach autistic, and you don't have that license, they know you are not saying the truth, and that's a red flag. And once there's a red flag, visa down. So
Okay,
the
sir.
simpler the
I have
simpler the
another
better. I have other people waiting, so I'm gonna just leave this here so that you can go on this video and go back to your drawing board and look at some of the conversation. So when they ask you why did you choose this school, you chose this school first. You talk about your reference, which is a very good point. Secondly, give yourself the credit for that scholarship that they gave you based on your excellent academic research and presentation that you made. You were awarded this scholarship because that's why a school offers a scholarship. They want to make sure that the student is brilliant. America wants the best. So giving you a scholarship is on merit. So you have to give yourself that credit, sell yourself, and let the VO know that, hey, this person that is here talking to you is also not OES member. She's also smart. So give yourself that credit. They will appreciate that. And if you know that you'll be talking about giving yourself credit and you are for academic success and you are very dull, you go there and be talking about, they ask you A and you're talking B, please don't present yourself because you fall your hand there. But if you're smart, you know. If you are bold, you know. So, and then the last one, so the first one you mentioned reference, second one you give yourself credit, then the third one you now repeat again in a different way the research. This research will have to tally with something that has to do with Nigeria, where you'll be inventing that experience, where you'll be deploying that experience, where you'll be putting down that experience. So you talk about it in a way that you talk about an experience that this school will help you to solve and which you are planning to apply to Nigeria. All right? All right? All right.
Yeah.
So the next one will be probably they may ask you who is taking care of, who will be sponsoring you, who will be paying for your tuition. You've mentioned that earlier. You know, you've mentioned that earlier, and I told you I frown against not using direct family members because of the nuances in Nigerian system. So you have to be very careful about that.
And my sister, we bear the same surname.
Even sisters, man, even sisters. It's not bad. It's not bad, especially with if you have more than 70% of scholarship, that's cool. They can just overlook it. But if you don't have a scholarship and you're struggling to put up an argument for your tuition, they're going to hold you down on that. So it depends on it's conditional on how much you'll be owing and how much somebody will be bringing in. So to be on the safer side, it's better to have a direct family member. So that's by the way. Then, are you married? Are you single? Do you have
Yeah, that's
dependents?
yeah.
Okay. Then, have you traveled out of the country before?
Yes, I've been to Benin Republic twice and also visited to 18 states in Nigeria
Hey, do you
for
understand?
conferences
Hold
and
on, hold on. Do you understand the question?
have I traveled out of the country before? You
Yes,
said
that's
yes.
yeah. So, where is the 18 states of Nigeria coming from? You see, that's how you get some of these people pissed off. So you don't get them pissed off. If you don't understand the question, please do not answer. Ask the VO to repeat themselves. Do not answer any question you do not understand. And don't go there and be trying to form phone. Just speak your normal Niger grammar. Don't form phone. Be yourself. They know you. These are body language experts. Do not go there and just lose guard yourself. Then Benin Republic does not count. So normally, look at how what counts. I don't know how long ago was that trip to Benin.
So then 2018.
So it's about 5 years, and usually they in your DS 160 you put about 5 years. Yes. So Benin does not count because how they assess it is they look at countries that have strict visa policies. I can just enter Lagos in the morning and use my leg, cross Benin, enter there, come back. There's nothing serious about it. If you go there, even some people go to that place and pay people and they stamp them without even doing anything. I have had candidates who tried it and they got in trouble. But so there's no strict measure at that border. There's no strict measure. Benin is even maybe the one of the 32nd states of Nigeria or 39 states. So an extension of Lagos Pro Max. So there's no strict visa policy there. So it doesn't count. If you're talking about somewhere in Europe or in Asia or in America or anywhere that has a strict visa policy, then that counts. All right. So having said all this, I wish you all the best as you go back to this video to review your conversations and see wherever you need to patch up and brace up. Okay? Congratulations
Thank you.
as you do that.
Thank you.
Adeyomo, you were raising your hand up. Sorry, do you have any question, Debbie? Sorry.
No, for now.
How do you feel so far with this conversation? Tell me how you felt before and how you feel now.
I feel better because, particularly that's my research work I was talking about. I had a doubt in my heart talking about autistic children, and so when I brought it to you, you countered it. So I have to go with the first research. My first research I'm talking about, which is on applied psycholinguistics. So I'm talking about autistic children.
Yeah, that well, you've heard what I said about it. All right, just save yourself the long talk. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Adeyomo, you are raising your hand up. I'm supposed to be here for just an hour, so I will take one more person. Well, you can stay around and listen. Does anybody have any question? Yeah, Precious, you have a question? Yes.
Okay, I wanted to ask, you said Benin Republic is not really,
It doesn't
like, it's
count.
not so
Yeah,
exactly.
it
So,
doesn't.
for example, someone that has been previously denied and had a conference, her job, okay, with her office, probably she was sent to Ghana or Togo for a conference, and the person uses that as more like, okay, when they ask and she just says, oh, I traveled to Togo or Ghana for a conference. Is that also a very good thing to say?
You can mention it, but any country in West Africa does not count. Even at this point, at some point, Dubai stopped counting. Dubai used to count before, but it doesn't because Nigerians bastardized it. So Dubai had to pick up and stop, block people from coming there to just regain their seriousness, because Nigerians try to mess their visa policy up. South Africa used to do that, but now when you say you travel to those places, they will ask you, if they like, they may ask you, what did you go there to do, just for security reasons. They may just ask you, what did you go there to do? It's not because it counts. But if you have traveled to maybe UK, Italy, Belgium, any of those countries in Europe, or Asia, that might count for you, because they have, before you get that visa, they know you have to know what you really go through, and it's easy to assess your security. What is it called? It's easy to, they share security protocols. They can easily assess it. Yeah, they can easily assess your trip and all that about you. If you go to Benin, nobody knows what you went there to do, and there's no way you can trace what you went there to do. All right.
Sure. Yep.
All right. Any other question? Adeyomo, you have a question?
I did not have any question, but I just wanted to interview.
All right. So, Precious, have you subscribed?
Yes, I have since a long time.
Adeyomo, have you subscribed? No. The answer is no. So, can you subscribe?
Have I subscribed? Are you at?
Yes. Have you subscribed on the
Yes,
YouTube?
I've subscribed. I've subscribed since, and I've been watching your YouTube interview for
Okay.
a very long time ago.
All right. Please, if you're here, please just engage that YouTube, either with like or with a comment, so that the algorithm can pick it and share it with other people. Please, when you engage it in any way, either like or share, the algorithm will keep it on, for other people to spot on it, so that they can benefit from what we are sharing now.
Is there any video on second attempt?
Pardon?
Is there any video on second attempt?
All kinds of videos are there.
All right.
Maybe what I'm gonna do maybe sometime will be to break down, because the videos are so long. I may have to just find some time and cut them down into maybe 15, 20 minutes, because they run in hours. I'll have to make out time and do that. That will be easy for people to watch. All right. So yeah, you have a question, Adeyamo, right? Does any other person have a question before I go to Adeyamo? And that will be the end. I'm supposed to be here for 1 hour. I haven't had my night sleep. This is 6 a.m. I have not slept. So, all right. Christina, are you there? Chinyan, are you there? Sandra, are you there? Hifzuddin, are you there? It looks like some people just log in and then go to bed. All right. So I was talking about subscribing. So do you have any questions? Pardon? All right. So please engage the YouTube channel. Just either like or make a comment on that, just for the algorithm to pick it up and keep the videos on. All right, Adeyomo, let's go. Is this your first interview?
No.
Have you been denied before?
Interview with you? Yes, I've been denied.
So is this your
three times?
3 times. What year?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What year?
The last time was 2019.
Mm-hmm. What year? All of
I
them.
got 20. I think all of the years. One in 2017, twice in 2017, and once in 2019.
What
The
were
last time was
what
2019.
what were the reasons?
I don't know any particular reason because it's also an F1 visa.
Do you remember what you were asked so I can tell you how you spot why you were denied?
I can't remember. I can't remember, but I
Okay.
can't
So
remember.
if you can remember, because if you happen to go down there and the VO will say, what has changed in your application since your last interview? What are you gonna say? You can't remember.
Yeah, a lot of things have changed in my application because back then I only
Hold
had
on.
PhD.
Adeyomo, I said, let me ask you like a VO. What has changed in your application since your last interview? Answer.
I've, I've, I have a postgraduate degree now, and I've been working with a telecommunication company, and I have 2 professional courses.
These arguments are not strong because it doesn't concern them. It doesn't concern your application. Do you see the conversation? Do you see how you just veered off? None of these three things you mentioned connected to your application. That's how people lose those first 90 seconds. So let's say when you applied before now, do you have a scholarship then?
And no,
How much was supposed to be your fees?
is it presently now?
Presently and now they are the same. Yes.
Okay. My fees is 35,000 USD.
So then how much was it?
I have, then you mean the past interview?
Yes, sir.
Then is also 35,000 USD.
Okay, and then how much do you have then? How much were you owing?
Then I didn't have any graduate assistantship then. But presently now I was giving $6,000.
So the question is, you're making this complex and I'm feeling so tired. I hate to get through this stress. Does it mean you don't understand what I'm asking? Because I ask you things about the past and then you run back to the front, and I ask you about the front, you run back to the past. I said, how much was your tuition? How much was your money for the program then? You went 3 times. How much? At least one of the occasions.
The last one I went was 27,000 USD.
Okay. And then how much were you supposed to pay or owe?
I'm supposed to pay 27,000.
Okay, so you didn't have a scholarship then.
Yes.
And then who was sponsoring you then?
My mom.
Your mom. Did you mention what she does?
Yes, I mentioned it, but they don't ask that question.
All right. So probably I'm trying to extract why they denied you visa. Probably it was funding or something. I don't know, because you're not forthcoming with the responses, so it's difficult for me to decipher. So let's go forward. Where are you traveling to?
Petrie University, Flint, in Michigan.
What are you going there to do?
I'm going to pursue Tech MBA, Technology Master Business Administration, in data analysis and big data.
What's so important to you about this course?
I choose this course for 3 reasons. Firstly, I choose this course because I major in it. Secondly, I search for a program with a good reputation in both business and technology. Consider the factor ranking, accreditation, and industrial reputation. And thirdly, I review the curriculum, and the curriculum covers my area of interest.
Ade,
And this is
how do you feel about your responses so far?
it's somehow slow.
It's not slow. How do you feel? How confident do you feel with that responses you're giving me? Just tell yourself, talk to yourself about it. How do you feel?
I don't have the confidence.
Okay. And that is the reason why they are not gonna take you serious, because I mean the argument, the way you're presenting it like it's a generic answer. I can go online and Google that thing you're giving me and present it. That's not what they're looking for. What did you major in your first degree?
Mathematics.
And what are you doing currently?
I did statistics. I'm a sales representative in a telecommunication company.
Okay, good. Now, when they ask you why did you choose this course, you were here earlier while I was talking to the other candidate. When they ask you why did you choose this course, talk about your history past, your history present, and your history future. Your history past means you majored in this course. Why did you choose this course? You majored in this course in your first degree, and having been working in this area as a sales rep, you know, applying some of the knowledge you gain from this experience, you figured out that there is a need for you to upgrade yourself because of one or two reasons you have. So there's a need for you to upgrade yourself. So that's the reason why you are going for this course. So think about it in a positive way. Then the second reason why you chose this course, you talk about a challenge you had at work, a challenge you had in your industry, or a challenge Nigeria is having in that sector. There's so many challenges going on all over Nigeria, all over the place. You can pick one as a case study and present it like you're lecturing, but in a conversational manner. That's what your VOs want to hear. And then they may ask you, why did you choose this school?
I should answer that.
I'm here with you. I don't have any other person. I asked you a question. I said,
okay, I choose the school because the curricula align with my research that I'm working on.
Hold on, please. I mentioned no generic answer. When they ask you a question, go straight to the point. Talk about that research. Break it down. Don't say about a research. That's an ambiguous statement. Break it down. What is that research about? They want to know about it. If it means cutting somebody open, they want to know about that research. In some cases, they may even ask you to bring it to see. So, please, be more precise. Then the second one, give yourself credit. If you have a scholarship, give yourself credit for it. Then the third one, if you have somebody who is inspiring you, connect the person who is inspiring you in that school, or whatever inspiration you're having from that school, connect it to what you want to a problem you want to solve, and then that problem, the beneficiary will be Nigeria or your students. Then, are you married? Do you have kids or
Yes, I'm married.
dependents? All right. So they may ask you, why are you not traveling with your wife? Or is your wife traveling with you?
No,
And why?
he's not coming with me because of because of our work schedule. I think he should just get promoted in his workplace, so and they won't allow her to come with me.
How many kids do you have?
Two.
So these are arguments that might come up. They may ask you date of birth and all that. They may ask you that. They may, just to know. They may ask you, who'll be taking care of the kids while you are gone and all that. These are just background questions to throw you back and forth. And they may want to ask you who is funding your education, who is funding your deficit.
My mom, my mom will we split it. I will be paying half while my mom to
All right.
sponsor me.
All right. So these are arguments you have to present. I'm kind of shutting down now, so I may have to excuse myself. If
Sorry.
so go back to this video and review all the questions and the answers and see where you need to plug in. Please, does anybody have any questions here so far? And congratulations, Ade, and as you know revisit these questions. Does anybody have any questions? Please please subscribe on the YouTube, like and share so that whenever I go online, you will see it. You will know when I'm online, so I don't have to share anything in the groups. So the only way to do it is subscribe on the YouTube. Once I go online, it will send you a notification automatically. So even if you don't watch it immediately, you can always watch it because you already know that it will pop up and then you see it. Nobody would need to tell you. So if you want to keep catching me anytime I go online, just subscribe. Precious, you raised your hand, yes?
Okay, so I know I'm still going to go back to your video to watch it, but like now that I'm actually talking to you, what do you think is one of the strong points for someone who is using same profile? Because I have a cousin who is using same profile. For someone using same profile to go back for the second time without funding.
And who is funding? Who is doing the fund? Who is paying for that?
His mom.
What was the reason for the denial earlier?
Well, I asked, he said it's the normal, the generic paper they give you.
It's not generic. Every case is treated individually. You go there, they ask you one question, you start blowing grammar, you start talking like you're confused, or you talk like you don't even know what is going on, they will deny you. Yes.
But he said they asked him, I think, why how many schools he applied for, who will be sponsoring him, and why the school, and what would the school do for him?
If they ask you how many schools you apply, put it in a positive way. You don't have to say I applied to A, I applied to B, I applied to C, and only D answered me. Please don't say it that way. It simply means you are not smart. If you are smart, once you apply, most schools will pick you up right away. So don't do it like you're shopping around. There's nothing bad about shopping around, but if you are using a reference, you can say I didn't have any need to shop because my school was recommended or highly recommended by someone I know very well, and I've witnessed how the person works and how he's developed and all that, his career path. I want to be like that person. It saves you that energy of answering long questions. So you were saying the second thing you mentioned.
Okay, they asked why he chose the school.
Yeah, why you chose the school. You can just mention it in 4 points. If you have in 3 points, if you have a scholarship, mention it. If the school, um, if you have a reference, someone, an alumni who has been to the school, mention it. Then the third one, talk about a research that you did that you're working on. You mention it. Don't just talk about the research I'm working on, like Adeyomo said. You have to break it down. Currently, I have a research in so biotechnology I've been working on for the past 3 years, while as a teacher or as an engineer. And at some point I I encountered an obstacle, and this school is offering me, through this professor, or one of the professors is offering me a solution to solve this problem, which I know that will benefit my industry, my country, talk about a sector in Nigeria or in your school that will benefit from that solution. That's a reason to pick a school. All right.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, does any other person have any other question? Otherwise, we'll shut it down here. I am feeling sleepy, honestly. I hope this video will be merciful to me. All right. So I'll leave you guys. Please subscribe. Like I said, if you subscribe, you don't have to wait for me to, come online. You will always see it once I go online to send you notification. And if you have a question, drop it there and I will always respond. Share it with your friends. Like it so that the algorithms will keep it open for other people. I wish you a blessed Wednesday. Thank you and God bless. And if I may ask you, how do you all feel so far? I should have asked that question. How do you feel so far? Christina, how do you feel? Chinyere, how do you feel? Christine, Precious, how do you feel so far?
Okay, I feel good. I feel I learned
All right.
It was education at least some of the mistakes none of them could benefit.
All right. So go back to the video and listen to it again, okay? I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. See you again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here and for being part of this. I'll keep making more videos as much as I can, but please do me a favor, share this, like it, engage the channel so that the algorithms can keep exposing the videos for other people to benefit from. If you really like it, click share, like, and subscribe. Okay? If you have any questions, leave it down on the comment section and I'll meet you again. God bless and good morning.